You already know what time it is. You're listening to the All Burgundy and Go Errything Commanders pregame show powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia. The Washington Commanders are in New York for their rematch against the New York Giants. I'm Wole, and I'm joined by my co-hosts Glenn and George. What is going on?
Hey, another football Sunday. I think I'm just now coming off the excitement of last week. I know we got a 24-hour rule, but I think most Washington Commanders fans carried it longer than 24 hours. But now it's on to the New York Football Giants, and let's see what we can do for today, man.
I know, right? I know that's right. George, I'm glad. Go ahead, George. Go ahead.
I couldn't help it, Wole. I still watched some Bears reaction videos this morning. I still watched some reaction videos because I was up early because we all fell back last night with the clocks. I just couldn't help myself. There was a couple of them that came across my YouTube and was like, let's watch these again. Why not?
George, you're still on it. I like it, though, man. I like the energy. I wasn't on last week, I was at church. And it was good, man. And there was a whole church-like feel after that victory. And it was very spiritual. That I felt like that whole play was very spiritual.
You was praying for the Commanders, Wally, in church.
Oh man, I pray for everything, man. I pray for wins all the time.
I know.
Man, the Lord works, man. Like I said this on my other podcast. Look, man, God works, man. You got the quarterback throwing a Hail Mary.
Mm-hmm.
You got an individual who was talking all types of junk, and God don't like ugly, so he got bad karma. And then Noah, a man named Noah, caught the touchdown. The Lord
is kind of perfect, isn't it?
Biblically all around, all the way around, right?
All around. That's all I'm saying. God knows. You know what I'm saying? God knows. So I was with it, man. And thank you. You know what I mean? I felt really good about that W. So thank you, Lord. I appreciate you as always, because you're never wrong. You never steer me wrong. All right. Before I stop, let me get out of church talk and Sunday talk. Let's get to logistics up. Let's get the logistics. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Go Errything. Also tweet us at ABG_Errything. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_Errything. And if you're on YouTube right now, you're on All Burgundy and Go Errything YouTube channel. Hit that red subscribe button and also like this video. Our pregame is streaming on the Urban Sports Scene X handle as well. So make sure you check us out and you check us out there. All right, here's our rundown. We'll chat with Bowie TV's Commanders reporter Candy Waller. She'll be joining us live from MetLife Stadium. We'll also talk about the keys for Commanders victory and provide our predictions. Then finally, we'll select our Commanders fantasy football selections for the day. All right, let's get into it. Let's bring in Miss Candy Waller. What is good, Candy?
Hey, you all. And I think we're all kind of still like, Hail Mary. Miracles can happen.
Lux, man.
Noah's Ark. Exactly. I love that, Deluxe. I love that, Deluxe.
What up?
It is so funny because Noah Brown was literally like over it as soon as the game was over. Like he was on to the Giants before everybody else.
Was he?
Yeah.
That man need to know that he should go to every club in town and can get free entry to everything. Every lounge, club, restaurant. Like he winning. Like I don't even know how big of a star I don't think he knows how big of a star he is right now.
He does not.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Bro, you winning in the city.
Like his reaction of like not celebrating and just kind of like that's Noah.
Yeah, no one needs.
Like they were trying to give him an award this week, like a team award, and he was like,
"Oh, for real?"
He was like, "I gotta go. What y'all doing? We got a meeting. What
you know what? That's what's like that. Just this whole team, because Jaden Daniels is like that as well. You got Lauren like that. Like this, these guys like over. They are level. It's not to be high highs and not to be low lows, and they don't wear their emotion on their sleeve. Okay. It's for that moment, and that's what I think this team is. They're focused.
Yeah, they're definitely. They were over it. What is that thing? They were over it for certain by Wednesday. Like Wednesday, it was literally all Giants. They were not. I mean, of course, if you ask them questions about where they were, what they did, what they were thinking, of course they're going to answer those. But they're literally like, "You got a question about the Giants? What we talking about?"
So one of my biggest worries this week has been about the emotional letdown, because something like that takes something out of you and you don't recover from it like immediately, or it's hard to. So you think that's kind of overblown?
What you mean, like them being
Like,
overly excited about?
just an emotional letdown, because that was such an emotional moment, and there was so much, they put so much into that game that you're kind of worried that it's going to tell this week.
Yeah, here's what I'll say. It's like, don't let the excitement of the Hail Mary in the last minute, hopefully I'm understanding your question correctly, George. Yeah. But it's like, don't let the excitement of the Hail Mary and still winning the football game ignore the fact that they did not have a good game offensively. Right?
No, which is true. Yes.
So right after that game, I don't know if you heard the after game press conference. I was trying to make it positive, right? Like, okay, it was a great team win.
Yeah.
But this is not what we're used to seeing from the team. And DQ immediately said, it was a frustrating game, and it was. I mean, let's just keep it a buck, because I always do. The team should have never been in a situation where the Hail Mary had to take place. Coach Joe, defensive coordinator Joe Wade Jr. said in his presser, he put it on the defense. I feel differently. I feel like the offense didn't get going, but he is the defensive coordinator, is still going to hold that accountability, which I think is fantastic. So he said they never should have put Jade in that situation. He said stronger than that. So all things considered, that game could have easily been 28-0 at the half.
True.
That's right.
So before we get into that game, Candy, let's talk about this game a little bit. What are some of the notable actives and inactives?
I think B. Robbins takes the cake, right? Brian Robinson Jr. Being inactive kind of takes the cake. I mean, we kind of knew, right, with elevating Chris Rodriguez, that this is what it was going to come down to. Is that B-Rob wasn't playing today, because any other time that Chris Rodriguez was active, B-Rob didn't play. So, I mean, of course, I was coming up with all kinds of theories, like, well, maybe it's this or maybe it's that. And no, it's exactly what it is. They were hoping he would be trending, but it always came down to how he was going to look in the pregame workout, and it did not go well. So, despite what Brian may want to do, this coaching staff doesn't play like that. They really don't. And they are thinking long term. So they'd rather him be 1,000% when he's ready to come back than to push it today when they feel confident with the game plan that they have for today. I think probably the biggest one. Tight end Colson Yankov is inactive again. Again, I think that's another sign and testament to Jordan McGee.
Gotcha.
And I also want to mention, because Frankie Louvu is a little banged up. He was out of practices a couple times last week. Might see Jordan taking some more defensive snaps. He was active on special teams. He may actually.
Okay. Really, the testing. She's live at MetLife Stadium, fam. So let y'all know what she working with. Like, she big time, so it happens.
Who's on the ground?
Go ahead, Candy. Sorry.
And I definitely rearrange these people's furniture. This is the only time, like, I come in people's establishment and be like, I need to move this because I need the light to hit me a certain way. When I can't.
Look, I'm dark. I know about light hitting a certain way. So go ahead.
Listen. I need to like really super bossy. But anyway, Jordan McGee will be working special teams, but don't be surprised if you see him taking some defensive reps potentially.
Good. I'm looking forward to that.
Because Frankie Louvu is a little banged up, you guys. He's a little banged up, and he didn't practice. He practiced on Friday, and he's playing today, right? He's playing today. Yeah. I'm not trying to say he's not playing, because he is playing. Yeah. I'm wondering too, with Defoe being inactive, I'm wondering too to see how much Tyler Owens will be involved, in special teams as well, because he was another one who was dealing with a lot of injuries, but we had a lot of high hopes for him. So we'll just see. But I do think Brian Robinson Jr. is basically the talk of the town. Like, I mean, I'm hearing even the Giants media like, "Oh my gosh, Brian Robinson Jr. isn't playing today."
Wow, so we can get that sucks, because I think B-Rob is, everybody knows how
absolutely it sucks.
He's so valuable to the offense, but like, I mean, I didn't know. Like, all right, Jordan McGee is out there. Like, that's kind of exciting. I'm not gonna lie.
Five, yes.
Y'all know that's one of my people right there.
That's
That's
exciting.
strong. That's one of my people. So he played last week, special teams though.
Yeah.
But with Frankie being out of practice, he did take some defensive reps. So if Frankie is still, dealing with a couple things here, maybe they'll try to get him involved a little bit more. We'll see. This game is never an easy one for this team. It just never is. It wasn't easy in week 2, right?
Yeah.
And because the team is coming off of a challenging offensive game last week, I don't think this is the week you got to get it together, because they were challenged offensively in week 2. They happened last week, and now they're seeing the team that they struggled offensively against again. Because truth be told, yes, the Giants are 2-6, but their defense is very good.
Yeah, it is.
And it's sort of perfect that they're playing them now, because of course the big talking point out of that week 2 game is, my God, we had to kick 7 field goals because we kept messing up in the red zone, penalties, drops, whatever. And now we had the same thing last week with Chicago. Almost the same thing. I mean, we had 5 field goal attempts, made 4 of them. So what do you think we're going to see some really different things in terms of Cliff and that offense in the red zone when they get there, because of the fact that this is the Giants and because of what happened last week?
Yes, I would hope that the corrective action looks more like it did against Cincinnati. Right? Remember that number of penalties and the number of yards lost went way down.
No penalties until the fourth quarter is what I remember from that Cincinnati game. Yeah,
that's exactly right. So I'm hoping they're converting those field goals or turning into touchdowns, and they're being more disciplined. Now, hey, listen, as the professional, and slightly some personal feelings in there too, because I was coming off the remnants of homecoming. I was saying,
hate you.
I was kind of like, they cheating. I know cheating tactics when I see them, and they out here cheating. But nonetheless, some of those penalties just shouldn't have happened, and they were real. So,
yeah, I think the Giants are, being a divisional game. Obviously, it's tough. But like to George's point, you're coming off a game against Chicago where you weren't great in the red zone. If you remember everybody remembers the Giants game, they weren't great in the red zone against the Giants. So George said, it's going to be interesting to see what adjustments they make going into this game. Obviously, I'm sure it was a focal point of discussion, right?
For sure, absolutely. And I probably was one of the ones that kept asking, all right, that was one of the questions that I had for Dan Quinn on Friday, was like, hey, you're at the midpoint of the season, going into week 9. What are some things you absolutely do not want to see? Because that now is the time to be like, you got to fix this. We have to fix this, right? Yeah. So, and I want to go back to also, the Giants are not trying to lose this football game. Now, here's the thing. I'm seeing, what's his name? What's his name? Pass rusher on defense.
Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence.
The other one.
Oh, you talking about Thibodeau?
No, Thibodeau's on IR.
Is it? Okay. Oh, okay.
They have a defensive player. I can recall his name.
I know Dexter Lawrence is one of the best players in football.
But it's not Dexter. He absolutely is, and he's had a tremendous year. But there's another player. He's a pass rusher.
Folks, in the chat.
Azeez Ojulari.
Yes, I think people are targeting for trades. People have been calling for him. And so that's something to watch, right? But then at the same token, we all know the Giants don't want to lose to the Commanders ever. Like, the season isn't over for these people. Running back, what's his name? I'm getting everybody's name wrong.
Oh, Singletary.
I blame Neil Mary.
Tracy. The running back, Tracy doing that. So they got Singletary.
Tracy. So Tracy, I could have swore he had a concussion on Monday night. I actually watched. He did. But then he was cleared.
Which I can't believe that. It stuns me that he got through.
Exactly. So the mere fact that happened, if it did, cleared, they're trying to win this football game.
Definitely.
They're absolutely, and like I said, the record may not reflect it, with them being at 2-6. But the Giants are better than they were week 2. So are the Commanders.
Yeah.
But to that point, that was a very, very hard game for the Commanders to play. And like you said, George, last week looked just like that week 2 game. It was very, very hard for them to win that football game. And so, the Giants have their home field advantage with this one. I know Commanders fans are showing up. I can't wait to really see, Commanders fans really in the building. But this is a game that should not be taken lightly at all. And it's a division game, one of 3 this month. So now is when you for sure have to stamp who you are in the NFC, and all eyes are on you and really trying to win the division.
There has been a lot of talk that there's going to be a lot of burgundy and gold in the house. I've seen that throughout the week, that there's a lot of people saying that Commanders fans are getting the tickets up there in New York, and there's going to be a lot of them up there.
That'd be a first.
I hope so.
Yeah, they said everything went up after the Hail Mary.
Yeah, Kev, man. Kev.
No B-Rob.
No B-Rob today.
Yeah.
Man. I know it sucks. That does suck. They're a different team without B-Rob. I think people.
They are, but that running back room is a really good running back room even without him.
That's true. But I guess a good defense. They're different. This is a solid Giants defense. I'm like Candy said.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
This is the Giants do or die game.
Their problems haven't been.
I agree.
The defense. It's been the offense. Now this goes back to the Commanders' defense, though. This is something I said back in week 2. It was if Daniel Jones' jersey isn't got done to have mud on it and dirt on it, then it's going to be an issue.
Yeah,
it's going to be a long day.
Don't get me started on David.
Yeah, because they will.
And Malik Neighbors, with a talent like Malik Neighbors, if he get that ball up, he's going straight to Malik Neighbors every single time.
Facts.
Truth be told, again, the Hail Mary, the Lord was all in it, like you said. Well, like you remember, Malik Neighbors dropped that pass. He did.
Yeah, the Lord was there too.
The Lord was there too. The Lord was there.
Yeah, because they win. They win when they catch that pass.
Yeah, when they catch that pass.
He catches that pass, they win that football game.
Easy. I agree.
Easy.
And we're not talking about this team the same way, to be honest with you.
No, I agree.
I totally agree. I think I see a thing that said we can't sleep. No, do not go to sleep.
Who said we can't sleep? Yeah, Kevin. Yeah.
Be awake, be alive and awake, because this is definitely. I mean, it's division. This is a make or break month. You got today with the Giants, next week with the Steelers, on a short week the Eagles. Yep. Then you got time, like 10 days off, and then the
Cowboys. So
if you're gonna mess up on it, not mess up, but if you let anything go, okay, let the Steelers go. But you got to win these division games.
You got to. I'm gonna put something that my man Mike said. Candy, is the rumors true about players secretly wanting to be traded to the Commanders?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I mean, can you, for a moment, Candy, because you've covered this team for several years and you've seen how bad it's been. Does it just blow you away, or does it just shock you that it's turned like this in 9 months, essentially? Because it absolutely blows me away that we are now a destination place after being the laughing stock of the league for most of the last 2 decades.
It's very shocking that it's happened this fast. I mean, but a lot of this is it's a recurring theme, right? I mean, even Dan Quinn has talked about the connection that the team has made. You normally see this connection around every 2 and 3 years. Or, maybe it takes 2 to 3 years. Mm-hmm. And he was asked, have you ever seen it happen this fast? And he's like, no. Like, this is different.
It's incredible.
And you talk about, like, I've been wanting to pull on this thread, and I haven't done an effective job of it this week. But Bobby Johnson, even, right, the offensive line coach, the Giants fans couldn't stand him. He got fired. He didn't have a good run here. Life at the Giants, land. Mm-hmm. But he has done a tremendous job. I think the thing about it is you have a group of coaching staff and people who are learning from their mistakes. Yes, they may have failed. Yes, they made mistakes. They have learned that they're doing things differently, and it's paying dividends immediately. Why? Because everybody's on the same page at the same time, right? And it's almost scary. Like, I mean, I made a joke one day. I think I may have shared it. I'm not sure on this show or my own show. Yeah. And I was like, one day we were talking to players, and I was just like, "What are y'all, robots? Why is everybody saying the same thing?" Mm-hmm. But it was a joke. Like, no, they're not. Mm-hmm. But they're just that much on the same page that the language is the same. Mm-hmm. Right? And it is a shock. But you know what? These players Again, Dan Quinn was top 3 in the NFLPA survey of who players would want to play for. Top 3. So that is one thing. The other thing, Jaden Daniels.
Of course. Everybody want to play with Jay, man. He's that guy, man.
What he's done, what he's able to display. I mean, y'all, again, for disclosure, remember, I missed the whole Hail Mary thing, because I was on my Joe Witt Jr. I was mad. I was just like, man.
I mean, no one can blame you. I'm gonna lie to you.
I was frustrated. Come back out the restroom. Here go Noah Brown catching here come Noah's Ark catching the football. Okay.
God bless Noah.
The game. And so it's like it's the confidence of that last play. Yes, they practiced it. Yes, that play was set up for Noah Brown to catch it. It's exactly how they practiced it. I mean, they had some help from the Bears. We know this. But that's a very mature rookie right there. On full display in front of the world. I mean, every single site has played that Hail Mary clip from every single angle all week long. And Jaden is still Jaden. He has not switched up at all this week. And I hope he never does, He's just he's same. So yes, it's shocking that it's happening this fast. Yes, it's real that if you got trade me to the Commanders because people think they 6-2.
So
and it's not like they and they 6-2 with not a whole bunch of sexy names. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just playing really good, sound football. And we've been talking about this all week in the media room where I'm just like, look, if fans want to be happy, if media want to be happy, be happy. To your point, George, we done covered some bad football, man.
Yes, you have.
Bad football. And you can't turn it off. You got to sit here and watch it. Enjoy it for real, because this is a very, very good thing. And if they setting the stage this high now, it's going to be like this as long as these people are in place that are in leadership.
It is something to think that they lose the opening game this year. They'd actually lost 9 games in a row going into the first Giants game, and now they're 6-2. It's crazy.
Yeah. So Ken, and we have to get you out of here soon. So before we do get you out, first, can you provide us your keys for Commanders' victory over the Giants today?
I don't even know what time it is. How long have I been in here?
Yeah, you got 2 more minutes, yo. We had 2.
Not in here. I'm not talking about y'all.
Oh,
Lord, yeah. I've been in here for like a whole work day. Okay, so
I got you.
I'm forgetting a lot of stuff. No, I'm not talking about y'all. I like being here. I like being here with y'all. I just got stuck for a minute. Like, oh my God, the game ain't started yet. What are we doing? Okay, so what is happening? Okay, keys. They got to clean up those penalties. They have to really have a strong offensive game, because I'm nervous about that. Because of last week, and this is the Giants are the other team they struggled against offensively because the defense is so good. Brandon Coleman is back
good news
on offense, so that is good news. And to just hold up as much as possible on offense and really correcting the things that they did wrong. Some of it is undisciplined, some of it, right? And so just having to get that focus they had back when they played that Cincinnati game, I think that's very key. And just connecting offensively. Some of it was definitely execution problems, right? I said, it's crazy going back to like last week, Austin Eckler had a drop that could have easily been a touchdown. Like if he catches that football, he runs in for that touchdown. No issues. But he was, pivotal. I think Noah had a few drops last week. Before that one, I was just like, yo, of all the games, you end up getting the game-winning touchdown and you just dropping footballs all day, which is not characteristic of him or them as a unit. So they got to clean up some of that execution for sure. Definitely got to clean that up. I think defensively, it's real clear. They got to get Daniel Jones on his back.
Yeah,
I think in week 2, the Giants defense had like 5 sacks on Jaden.
Yeah.
So
they got good defense. You're right. They got a good defense.
Yeah, they got good defense. Defense has been good.
Daniel Jones he just does well. I think, like I said, Frankie Lou might be a little banged up. I saw someone in the chat talking about Johnny Newton. Let Johnny fly. Let Johnny fly because he don't care nothing about no Daniel Jones. That's just us. He does not.
Santiago said it.
So that's right. And so I fully, wholeheartedly agree with that point. You got to let him rock because if the ball gets to Malik Neighbors, he's going to make a play all day long in the secondary.
Especially when
now Mikey's been doing well. Shout out to Mikey Sanders. I think he was wearing a mink today.
I saw that, man. He looking Jai clean. He looking clean. Mikey looking clean. I saw your comments about how they come into this Giants game. They looking clean. All of them
they was looking really nice today. And I was sure he was walking down the hallway. I said, "Is Mikey wearing a mink?" Like, can you be quiet? People can hear you. I'm like, is it a mink? Is anyone going to answer the question? Okay, I'll be serious. But I mean, I think everybody's still giddy from last week. I'm being serious. So, yes, the Kingston offense, especially when it happened with the Giants in week 2, it got to happen, and they got to get to the quarterback. They have to finish every single time. They definitely got after Caleb Williams, but you remember it still came down to Jaden saving the day.
Yeah.
So I think about what Joe Witt Jr. was saying on Thursday, and they don't want to put Jaden in that position. They don't want to put the offense in that position. So that means the defense has got to finish for 60 minutes, which is getting a little hard for them to do. They holding up for like 50 minutes. But the whole 60, they're going to definitely try to do that because the Giants trying to win this football game for sure.
It's a division game.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, well, Candy, thanks for being on. Before we let you go, how can folks, catch your content on social media? How can they catch your content in general?
Yeah, definitely. You all follow on X at CWall SE. Make sure you're subscribed to Bowie's _TV. That's where I got all my shows, all my Commanders content. Make sure you're following there. Make sure you're following Bowie TV Sports on X and Instagram as well to make sure you're just following all the Commanders stuff. I mean, my personal page is like CEO CWall and Candy Waller. You all can follow that too.
She had a great interview with Emmanuel Forbes this week on YouTube that I watched.
Yeah, that was great.
Thank you guys. I'm glad you all liked it.
Yeah, good job, Ken. It was good, and it was like straight, and it wasn't sugar coated either. That's what I like about it.
No, it was Candy never sugarcoats.
I know, but a lot of people do. It was real. Like I like his responses were real. That's what I liked about it. I try
to talk to people before they know what I'm asking.
They know what you're about to say. Yeah, that's good. That's been.
But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So
yeah, definitely.
They know
Mike said who you got. Mike said who winning, Candy? That's what Mike.
Look, I'm going to keep picking against them because it's working.
See, look, Mike, I wasn't the only one. See, look, Mike, I was the only one. Hey, Mike, see, now you can't be. See, look. But now I'm picking them because they be winning. Now I'm on a winning streak with them winning.
Okay,
so
but whether you do that, and I'm
I'm back. Like so you look, Mike.
Yep, 2017 Giants.
Now say something, Mike. Say something.
2017
Giants. Say something, Mike. That's what I'm talking about. Say something. The great Candy that just told y'all. Say something. Deluxe said thank you, Andy.
Oh, you all are welcome. I enjoyed coming on here. This is a lot of fun. Thank you all for having me.
All right, thanks, Candy. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Candy.
All right,
go and do your hard work. Continue doing great work. All right.
All right, thank you guys so much. All right. Bye-bye.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
By the way, Fox giving probably almost 15 minutes to the Commanders. They're doing a feature on the Fox pregame show about the Commanders. I mean, it is.
Really?
Every week.
It is. This barely ever happened the last 10 years. This kind of stuff.
I'm with you, Paul. Man, this should be a tune-up game, man. I'm with you, Paul. That's how I feel. Like I'm like ignorant with this game. I'm ignorant with this game.
Candy said something that I thought. Joe Witt doesn't want to put it on Jaden Daniels or don't want to put it on offense. But guess what? Every time they put it on offense and Jaden Daniels shows up, it just adds to his lore. It just adds another stack to his to the things that he done racked up. You know what I'm saying? And then short time playing the Commanders quarterback as QB1 for the Washington Commanders. So yeah, you don't want to do that. But I think I want George. This can't be a game where you as the Washington Commanders go to sleep, right? This has to be a game where you as the Washington Commanders come out and you come out. I'm gonna use a Doc Walker term. You come out with your foot on their neck. You know what I'm saying? Doc always saying you come up with the foot on their neck and you got to go that way. So hopefully it is a tune-up game, Paul. Yeah. Hopefully it's a tune-up game.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is the thing I do like about this team. I think they play that way though. Like when they play against a team that seems inferior to them, they do work. You know what I mean? Like that Giants game, it was like the beginning of the season, beginning of this improved play, right? Like that Giants game, they just got by. But also, like after that, like when they played, say the Carolina Panthers, when they played against the Cleveland Browns, like a team that was low and felt bad about themselves, they gave them work. You know what I mean?
That's right.
The Cardinals were a good team, but they gave them work. That's different though. But I'm talking about the two bad teams they played in the process. The Bears were a tough team. Like I said, they was going to be a tough team. So that's like a tough team. So you're going to be in a tough fight. But the teams that you're supposed to beat, the teams that you're supposed to do work to, like this is it. Like and I feel like this Giants team isn't on a high. They got players banged up just like the Commanders. But this is the game that I feel like there is incentive to like play tough. And I think Ray said it too. It can't be a game where you're sleeping on the Giants because of the division game, and also because of the past with the Giants, right? And the first game dictates it to a point where like, dude, you should, like we said it. If Neighbors doesn't drop that ball, you lose. So you know that the threat of the Giants, like you know the threat of the Giants, right? You know, if they were missing Graham Gano they didn't have a kicker.
Yeah, because he could turn on the opening kickoff. Yeah.
We were in an advantageous situation where they couldn't kick field goals. You know what I mean? So they had to go for everything. So
right.
like
plus the Washington was also getting there. I mean, this defense was getting used to playing with each other. Right?
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying that if you're looking at, they can't look at this team differently. Like,
that's what
I'm saying. My point is like, that's my point. It's because you experience that against this team. You're not going to look at them like they're going to be easy work because you experienced it. So you're going to play at a higher level. Therefore, I feel like them playing at a higher level will ease them into beating this Giants team the way they need to beat this team. But go ahead, George. You wanted to say something?
No, because you and I were joking on Twitter about what you said about Daniel Jones and stuff. But it does go to this point. That team on that other side in blue has embarrassed this franchise. They have been in bad shape, and yet they've been better than Washington for most of the last 5 years. Yeah. They've embarrassed this franchise. I mean, the Tommy DeVito thing last year, losing to Tommy DeVito. If you're looking for a low point, that was one of the low points for this franchise in the last decade. And I'll tell you. They ought to come out and want to stomp the life out of this team. They ought to do what you said. They ought to want to knock Daniel Jones out of this game, not injure him, but make him play so bad that they turn to Drew Lock. Because it is the ultimate insult that, as bad as the Giants have been for these last several years, they've had it over Washington. And if Washington is as good as we all think they ought to wipe the floor with this team today. That's what they ought to do.
Yeah, Giants defense is still they go if they get the quarterback. They definitely do.
They do, and they are, and that's right, Deluxe. Yes.
But yeah, I mean, everybody knows how I feel about Daniel Jones. I think he's trash. So I just feel like they need to make him feel like they need to make him look like he's trash.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick and tired. George, we talked about my clip that I put out there, but I am sick and tired of him looking decent against the Commanders. Like, I don't care.
It's embarrassing.
To a point now, I don't care. Like, this is the thing. If he looks bad against the Commanders win. They win by a landslide. So when I say this, he must play bad. Like, if we win and he looks good, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be pissed.
No, I think that's quite right.
He needs to look bad. Like, because he's not a guy that I feel like we play better quarterbacks. Look what we did. We played Kyler Murray. We made him look and we made him look bad. We played against other quarterbacks and made them look but he he's not better than. I mean, Andy Dalton had a better trend of games when he started, and we made him look horrible. Like, I need him to look bad. That's it. Like, that's what I need. Like, I need them to finally. I want them to go into. I need the defense to have that swag. They go into the game and they're like, "You're not going to beat us. Like, Absolutely. You're not going to beat us. Like, we're going to make you. We're going to take care of business." Like, I need to be. There you go, Paul. That's basically what it is. I need this Giants team. If we're going to say we're that team, like, we're the team that's improved. We're a team that is now ready to take that next step, even within the division. Right? The Giants are the lesser team in the division. Let's beat them like that. Like, let's treat them like that. Like, 'cause they treated us like that When we were the lesser team in the division, teams would smack us. The best team in the division would smack us. The Cowboys last year smacked us. The Eagles, Eagles prior before last year, they teams smack us when we weak. You know what I mean? Like when we weak. No, I want to smack them. So when the Giants are weak, let's smack them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. They weak. Let's smack them. Like let's treat them like folks treated us.
Yes.
Like, right? We like to say, when we talk about this Commanders team, we always say, like, dang, who in the NFC is really playing better than the Commanders in the NFC like that? And we name maybe 2-3 teams, if that.
Mm-hmm.
If that.
Right.
So we can't smack one of the worst teams in the NFC?
Right.
Like the Giants are one of the worst teams in the NFC. We can't smack them? Come on, man. Let's smack them.
The team everybody mentions the Detroit Lions, right? Everybody say Detroit, then they say Washington.
Yeah, for real. And then some people now are trying to bring the Eagles, and that's cool. They try to bring the Eagles into play. They play like all other teams are they're trying whatever. Like we're in that 5, right? We're in that range. If you're in that range, that's a good thing. That means you're a contender in the NFC. Let's keep it a buck. Like you're a contender in NFC. That's what it means.
And you shouldn't be losing to the New York Giants. They shouldn't even be in the game. I think to your point, when you're one of those top 5 teams, right? You should be. And I'm not saying you go out and beat them by 40, but it should look like that you have control over the football game, right?
Yeah.
That you control the offense, that you control the defense, that defense is playing well. Otherwise, we put it this way, that they're winning all 3 phases of this football game, right?
Yeah.
You're winning all 3 phases because if we look at it, you have the better quarterback, right? You have the better field goal kicker, you have the better punter, right? You have the better special teams. And right now, you have the better defense, right?
No, Giants defense is like that. I ain't gonna hold you.
No. Like what I'm saying is, your defense is better than what it was. The defense.
I'm gonna say, but not better than the Giants defense. I'll give the Giants their flowers on that one. They're not better defense than the Giants.
But I'm talking about with all the banged up injuries and all the injuries and all.
All right, but I'm saying I'm gonna give. I just think to your point, as a whole, they are better than the Giants as a whole. But I'm not gonna say like as a whole, right?
I mean, it's the Giants' defense thing is close because they struggle stopping the run, which is
they do, but they rush the passer. Like their secondary, you can make argument their secondary is better than our secondary.
Yeah,
you can make, you know what I mean. There's levels to it, but I mean, but you don't have Jaden. Like it's all right. It's like this. I'm cute a buck. It's like this. The Browns' defense is really good, and you saw that what happened against the Ravens because they have a capable quarterback who played way better than Deshaun Watson. Right? That's why they were able to beat the Ravens. That's the reason why. That's right. That's the reason why. But their defense now look better because you have a quarterback who can get you off the field. Like, don't keep that defense on the field. You know what I mean? The Giants are in a situation where they have a quarterback that makes it hard for their defense to be effective. He turns the ball over. He's not a quarterback that can like sustain drives like that for real. We're in a situation where we have a quarterback that helps our defense. We have a quarterback who makes dynamic plays, who scores points. Now our defense can pin their ears. Like we have that situation.
Right.
That makes us a better overall team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like we should be able to. We should score like the Giants may give us they may stop us a couple drives, right? But eventually we're gonna crack that code. But if our defense, to Glenn's point, if our defense is as improved as it needs to be, and I feel like it's improved. By that time, offense is ready to gear and smack this squad. Like now, we gonna tire out that defense because that defense is now be on the field because they got to see Jayden in that offense. You know what I'm saying? They got to see him. So that's my point. Like that's why to me, this Giants team as a whole, because of who's playing quarterback, like you got to just take it away. Like you talking about the running game, you take the running game, you make Daniel Jones beat you. That should be the goal.
Yeah,
like the goal is to make him beat you, and if he beats you, that's shame on you. That's for real. That's shame on you. You know what I'm saying? You take away Neighbors, I'm like, yo, Slayton, you gonna beat me, bro. Right. I ain't having Neighbors beat me. I saw what happened in week 1. If you let Neighbors still do what he did one-on-one, that means you ain't coaching for real. I'm serious. You ain't coaching for real.
You know what? You made a good point there because if Joe Witt hadn't figured out anything, I want to go put Deluxe's question up there. I mean, his comment up there, right? Because this is my point, Deluxe, and that's a good. That is a good comment. Yeah. You're facing him twice, right? You should have learned from the first time. You should learn from the mistakes. You should be saying, you know what? When we play New York Football Giants again, Neighbors are not going to beat me. Daniel Jones is not going to beat me, right? The Neighbors is not going to have 10 catches for 100 or some yards, and it shouldn't come down to the third to a fourth down play where he got to get 1 yard. How can I stop this guy? My game planning all week goes back to what Candy talked about in the coaching staff. Okay, Hail Mary was last week. Let's go back to work. This week should have been like, how am I going to stop Neighbors and Daniel Jones, right? Because guess what? The Neighbors and Daniel Jones almost beat you. And George, you alluded to it, and we all talked about it. If they had a field goal kicker,
they win.
Washington would have lost the game.
Yeah, they lose.
Yeah. I mean, that's the Tyrone Tracy thing is going to be the main thing I'm worried about, honestly, because what's the one thing that has made Daniel Jones look good in the NFL in his career? It's when he's had a running game. Sure. And that Tyrone Tracy, that's the Pittsburgh Steelers he ran for 140 yards against. Yeah. So he's legit. He's a serious running back. When you're going for $140 against that defense, you are someone to be reckoned with.
Told you, Deluxe. I agree with you, man. Protect Jaden, stop Malik. I agree with
that. That's right. Too. No, that's very true.
That's the keys to victory. That's the keys to victory, right?
For real. Like be stout and stopping the run. That's the real key. Like stopping the run. Mm-hmm. Like that for real. Like even the week, like when Singletary was getting money against us. Yeah. In week 1. And like that shouldn't be a thing. Like
it's early on. This shouldn't be a thing.
It shouldn't be a thing. So it shouldn't happen. So I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like. That's week 1, but I agree with you, Glenn. Like, and we've all seen it. I think if you deny it, then you're just not really watching it. This defense has gotten better, right? Mm-hmm. So why it's so big is that, all right, if we think you got better, then against this team, this Giants team now, I don't want to see the running game beat us. I don't want to see that. You know what I mean? Like, I need to see the adjustment to say, all right, we are a better team. Because the thing was in week 2, was they will double team in the interior. All right. Well, they're gonna probably do that again this week. Mm-hmm. Today. Let's see how they adjust. Like I need everything to be better. I need to see an improvement because I want to see a dominating effort on this defense. The problem with and why I want it because this defense has shown me this though. They have shown me this. They've shown they can dominate an offense. You know what I mean? They dominated the Bears offense for most of the game. They dominated the Carolina Panthers offense who were scoring points prior. Forget the record. They were scoring points prior. They dominated the Arizona Cardinals offense who are now winning football games and now don't seem like a horrible team. They dominated the offenses. All right. You showed me this. That's your fault. Now you showed me this. It's like when a kid shows you that they put in the effort, they can do this. Now I'm like, hey, yo, you showed me this. Now you can't go backwards. You only can go forward.
That's right.
Same thing here. You can't go backwards. You can only go forward, man. You showed this to me. So now I need to see it. Now I need to see it consistently. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it showcases itself. So first off, so overall, I guess I'm gonna start with you, dog. George, your overall keys. Your overall key, like your overall main key.
Number one. That's the thing. Number one for me is not letting Tyrone Tracy and Singletary get loose because I'm pretty confident, even with our struggles in the secondary, if the Giants can't run the football, Daniel Jones ain't going to play well because that's what it comes down to for me. If Daniel Jones is in a lot of third and longs, he's going to make a mistake. He's going to get sacked. He's going to turn it over. He's going to give us an opportunity to maybe score on defense and at the very least get our offense back on the field to do their work. So so number one is stopping Tyrone Tracy, stopping that Giants running game because they ran the ball on us. And even though they're worse in run defense than our run defense, we're not great in run defense. We're 25th.
Facts. All right. Glenn, your keys, bro.
Yo, key to victory to me is win the turnover battle. Right, don't give them anything. Right, win the turnover. Don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over, and also control the clock. And today, the other key to the battle is we don't need threes. We need 6.
Yeah.
Red zone.
That's a big key.
Red zone efficiency has to be key today because last time it took what it was 5 field goals, 7 field goals.
Seven against the Giants initially the first game.
Yeah, 7 field goals to win a football game. It shouldn't take 7 field goals today. Yeah. When you're in the red zone, you need to score touchdowns and not field goals. Right, last week against the Bears, you were 0 for 4 in the red zone.
Yeah. My keys, I think those are awesome keys. So I'm not gonna pick. I agree with all those keys. I'm trying to make this PG rated when I say this. Like I think Paul has a good way of saying it. Make Daniel Jones look like a garden tool. You know what I mean? That's what I want. Like this
is personal for Wole here.
Look, man. Just sick of it, man. Just sick of it. I just feel I'm gonna say it again. I know this because I know this as a dude who likes to hoop, and I hoop in areas, and there's certain places where when I'm in that place, it don't matter who I'm playing against. I'm at that place. I get buckets. Something about it. You can say it's the rim, it's whatever, because all the rims are about the same. I don't like whatever. It could be it's something about that place, man.
Certain gyms, guys can just shoot in and
look, man. It could be any ball. It could be any ball. It can be any ball, bro. Any ball. But something about that place, I get buckets. Something about Daniel Jones when he sees that jersey, he gets buckets.
Yeah, it's got to stop.
It's got to stop. It got to stop. You know, my man Paul said it's Dan Quinn. He's very successful with Daniel Jones. He's successful in wins. I just don't want him to get buckets. I don't want him to get buckets. And this doesn't mean wins when I'm talking about. It doesn't mean a win. Like, I don't care. Obviously I care we win. But what I mean by that is I want to win and I want him to look horrible. So my key is simple. It's just simple. Make him look bad. Make him look like Daniel. You know what? It's simple. Make him look like himself.
Bingo.
I love
That's it.
I love it.
That's it. And if you don't do that, I'm gonna have questions about have we really gotten better as a defense? That's what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna acknowledge we have gotten better to a certain extent, but really, how much better have we really gotten? Well, we cannot make him look like Daniel Jones.
You know, we said this on a podcast, and as we wrap to get close kickoff, we said this on a podcast. This is the first team they faced twice. Remember?
That's right. That's right.
First team faced twice. So this is the day. This is the day to measure Joe Witt and how much better the defense have gotten.
Yeah, that's true.
This is the day that you measure. You put Joe Witt on the measurement.
That's true. All right, y'all. So give me. I'm sorry with you, Glenn. Give me your fantasy player for the day.
Man, fantasy player of the day, man. I'm gonna go with the Washington Commanders defense. I think defense causes turnovers, and I think defense scores today.
I like that.
I like that too.
I like that a lot. George, we're gonna get our predictions too. So
you ain't gonna like mine because you're not gonna like because my final score is gonna kind of tell this. I think Austin Seibert. I can kind of see a lot of field goals again. Although I think we'll get a few touchdowns as well.
Ain't gonna bother me. I gotta have him on my fantasy team.
Austin Seibert today, I think might be a lot more field goal tries today.
He's amazing to me. You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. This dude been talking a lot of trash to Terry Banks. He talks a lot of trash on the low to Terry. I think Terry gonna get money today. I know I used him before, but I think this is a personal game.
I like the sound of that.
I think Terry about to treat Banks like a garden tool for real. I'm telling you.
I like the sound of it.
I like that.
I'm telling you, Terry about to make that boy do a lot of yapping. Terry about to make him look real bad. All right, so score predictions, man. I'm gonna go with you, Glenn. I'm gonna start with you, man. Give me a score prediction.
Yo, I think Washington gets back. I think Washington get back in the 30s today. I think Washington gets 35. New York Giants 21.
What's up, man? All right, George, score prediction, bro.
We're gonna kick a lot of field goals, but we're not gonna be in a close game. I have 29-13 Washington.
29-13 Washington.
That's 5 field goals and 2 touchdowns.
I got it 38-17 Washington.
I like the sound of that.
And some of them touchdowns are when people aren't involved. And maybe Drew locked those touchdowns. I don't know. Maybe Drew locked those 2 touchdowns because Daniel Jones will be out of the game because Washington just demolished that team. Man, George, you said 56. Man, I would love that, man. You know how much I could do after that, man?
That would be so awesome.
Newton will be the destructor. Oh, I hope so. He's been balling, man. I knew he would ball though. I like Johnny.
No, we were waiting on Johnny. This show has been on Johnny Newton watch from minute 1.
I'm actually excited. Another kid is McGee. I've been waiting for this kid, man.
Same here. Same here.
Okay. What's going on? Ty's live from the DR. Oh man, I was just in the DR not too long ago, bro. Oh man, DR. I love DR.
I was in the DR. I was in the DR a couple months ago myself.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. 29. 20. You got New York scoring 20. You disrespectful, Taj. I'm about to shut you up now. I'm done with you. That means you think Daniel Jones had a good game. I ain't messing with you, Taj. That means you think Daniel Jones is balling. What's wrong with you, bro? I don't like that score at all. That score is disrespectful to me. All right, man. We're about to close the show out. But hey, folks, don't forget to tune into our post-game show directly after the game. We'll be on YouTube and IG Live. We'll also be streaming on the Urban Sportsing X account as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Gold Errything. Also tweet us at ABG_Errything. It is up on IG and TikTok at ABG_Errything. And if you're watching, and if you can have an opportunity, if you want to go to our Urban Sports, All Burgundy and Gold Errything YouTube channel, hit that red subscribe button. Also, like this video. All right, most of y'all I know watching this on YouTube, you're already subscribed. But if you're watching this on a different platform, go to our YouTube channel, hit the red subscribe button. Also, like this video. All right, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. You guys are the real MVPs. Y'all always make this show dope. Man, hopefully the Commanders, Dandon, I don't like this score either. Like, what's wrong with y'all? I don't like y'all scores, man. Y'all giving the Giants way too much respect. I'm not gonna do that. Like, I know it's a division game, but I'm not gonna give the Giants that much respect. No. I'm sorry, respect. I'm sorry, Mo. I love you, dude, but nah, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that here. Just not. You're not gonna get that. There's years I give a division foe respect, but not the Giants. I'm not gonna do that to y'all. Anyway, you've been listening to All Burgundy and Gold Errything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM, Hopewell, Virginia. For ages, you dig? Deuces. Yo, your crew is out.